Hey, good evening. Happy Wednesday evening to you. This is your girl, Coach O, founder and CEO of Action Speaks Volume Incorporated, where I am known as your procrastination strategist, behavior change experts, where I help you to build unshakable confidence, stop procrastinating, and to get your dreams out of your head into your life. Good evening, Shanti. Thank you so much for joining. I pray that you're having an amazing day. If you all will go ahead and invite someone, we're just going to drop in for a few minutes. Yes, this morning was long. It's been a busy day. But, you know, what I can say was busy, but it was also productive. So I'm super excited about that. Super excited. So if you will, go ahead and share this out. Invite a few people. I know that we're not generally on at this time of day, but here we are. Here we are. Super excited to be here. And we're going to, I think I'm going to try to sit out here. These mosquitoes, honey, is bad. And, you know, I can't deal with them. They are something. But if you could go ahead and invite one, invite two, invite three, and go from there. Good evening, Mary. Thank you so much for joining. Today has been really productive. Yes, it has been really productive. Today has been a productive day. So I am super excited about that. I had a productive day. So you see what my question is. The question is, are you quitting prematurely? Are you quitting prematurely? Are you giving up on a thing, on a dream, on a relationship, on an idea? Are you quitting prematurely before you have exhausted all possibilities to make that thing happen, to make it work? And so I know sometimes we get a little discouraged, we get a little disappointed. Sometimes we think that, you know, when we plan and things do not go according to our plan, that is over. But I want you to know that it is not over, and that you should not give up. You shall not quit because it didn't happen. Because see, sometimes, let me help you out. Sometimes our dreams and desires, they may be delayed. They may be delayed. But how many of you know delay is not denial? You know, sometimes we may be off on our forecast. We may have had a desire to do a thing, you know, at a certain time, and maybe it didn't happen. But I want to encourage you on today that just because it didn't happen when you thought it was going to happen, it doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. So I want you to think about one of the things that we say in our Dream Builders with Mary Morsi is, you know, this or something better. You know, but we're not going to give up when it don't happen when we first, you know, thought that it was. You know, some of you may have thought that you would be married to your best friend the rest of your life, and it didn't happen. That does not mean that you will never be married and be happy again. See, some of you all have wrote marriage off. You've said, you know what, I've did that, done that, I'm not gonna marry again. You have to be open to the possibility. You have to be open to the opportunity, and you have to widen your perspective to think that, you know, the last marriage, maybe it didn't work. The marriage before that, maybe it didn't work. But don't close off the possibility, because maybe the first few marriages or the first marriage you was in, maybe those were marriages that you put yourself in. You know, sometimes we would put ourselves in things, and we would get ourselves worked up in things that was never a part of God's plan. So all hope is not gone. It's not over. And I don't want you to quit prematurely, because sometimes we will give up. These little black mosquitoes, there's something. Sometimes we will give up and we will give in too soon because we said we've been there, done that. We've tried that once, and I'm not going to do that again. But you know what? All the other times was just rehearsal. But it's time for the recital. You know, so don't give up on your dreams. If your dreams is to be happily married, if your dreams to have that dream home, if your dream is to, you know, travel the world or whatever it is, because see, this is the thing about your dreams. It doesn't have to look like anybody else. It does not have to look like anybody else. And see, what may be success in a dream for one person may be bipolar opposite for another person. It might be too soon for me. It might be. It might be. You know, what success look like for one person, it may be bipolar opposite for another person. So don't give up prematurely thinking that, oh, it'll never happen. And then start thinking and speaking that it'll never happen, because you know that there is life and death. There is power in our tongue. And so if we're speaking, you know, defeat over ourselves, thinking that we're helping ourselves by telling ourselves that, you know, well, maybe it's not going to happen. No, you have to believe that it is going to happen, no matter what it looks like. And then when you start believing, I'm sorry, I'm distracted with these mosquitoes. They trying to eat me up. But anyway, you have to be encouraged to know that it may not have happened up to this point, but every day that I have breath in my body, there's still an opportunity for it to work. You don't have to give up on your weight loss goals. You don't have to give up on your goal of starting your business. You don't have to give up on your relationship goals. You don't have to give up on your family goals, because it doesn't matter. This is the thing about being in a bad situation. Being in a bad situation doesn't mean that you have to stay in a bad situation forever. And do you know that being in a good situation is not permanent. But being in a bad situation is not permanent either. It doesn't matter how low we go, we can get back up. And it doesn't matter how high we go, we can come back down. That's the part that we have to realize. Good evening, Brenda. Thank you so much for joining. We have to realize that, you know, success, it may not be permanent and forever, but failure don't have to be fatal. Your failure in marriage, relationships, or business, it do not have to be fatal. It does not have to kill you for the rest of your life. It does not have to keep you down forever. So we just have to realize that there is still opportunity for us to be, do, and have all we want to have. It is still possible. So I'm going to say that again for those that are in the back. Do you know that success doesn't mean that it's forever? You know, it doesn't mean that we get so high and we'll stay high, because we can come down. But it doesn't mean that we get so low that we have to stay low, because we can come up. So no matter what it is that you're trying to achieve, whatever the desires is in your heart. The one I'm talking about, the thing that you don't talk about. You got some best friends, and this thing that you don't talk to them about. You don't talk to them about wanting a husband anymore, because you're afraid of what they're going to say. You're afraid of them saying that you done already been married too many times, and honey, you need to give that up. You're old enough to stay by yourself. You're afraid of what they're going to think. But you're talking to God about it. You're talking to yourself about it in the middle of the night, or when you wake up in the morning. You're wishing that you still was married. And you have told yourself that, you know, at one point when the marriage didn't work, you're never marry again. But you have thought about it, and you still want to be married. You know that you are still marriage material. Have it. You know that you still have it. You know that you still want it. And so you don't have to worry about what somebody else think if you know that is what you still desire. But I want you to really ask yourself a question. Am I making a permanent decision based on a temporary situation? Am I making a permanent decision based on a temporary circumstance? Am I making a permanent decision based on a temporary, you know, disappointment? Good evening, Dolores. Good evening, Calandra. Calandra, I'm still looking to hear from you. I was looking to hear from you yesterday. Inbox me. And so I want you to really think about, are you, good evening, Nana. Thank you so much for joining. I want you to really think about, have you thrown in the towel on something that there's still a lot of life in? You still young. We would give up. You still got years and years ahead of you. Don't give up prematurely. Good evening, Margie. Thank you so much for joining. Don't give up prematurely on your dream. And don't worry about what your friend gonna say. Because see, sometimes you have to realize that there are things that you have questions about. There are things that you have desires of. And the people that you're afraid to talk about it, they have those same desires. This ring is so good. You know, when we say the thing, we have said no dumb question. No question is a dumb question. Because, see, you got to realize that there are people that have the same questions that you have. They're afraid to ask. And so there are so many people that are afraid to ask the questions because they're afraid that they're the only one. But I come to tell you, you're not the only one. You're not the only one that still want to be married. You're not the only one that still want to go and get that degree. You are not the only one that still want to relocate and buy your dream home. You are not the only one. Good evening, Pastor Tanya. Thank you so much for joining. You are not the only one that still want to start your business. You are not the only one that yet want to travel the world. Good evening, Sister Lysandra. Thank you so much for joining. So when you're thinking that you're the only one, that you're going to be the oldest person in the class or online, that you're going to be the last person to start your business, that you're going to be the latest one in your family, you don't have to compare where you are to where somebody else is. You just have to tell yourself that, you know, this is the thing that I've always wanted. This is the dream that I've always had. Good evening, Cheryl. Thank you so much for joining. So don't think that you are the only one. You are not the only one that's having to start over. You are not the only one that has been divorced and still desire to be married. You are not the only one that has lost a home and still desire to be a homeowner. You are not the only one. So don't give up on your dreams prematurely because you thinking that somebody gonna be watching you funny. It doesn't matter about how they look at you. It doesn't matter about what they're going to say about you. Because guess what? They're saying something anyway. They always have had something to say. They have something to say when you live in the life of your dream. They have something to say when you have a setback. Good evening, Mother Rose. Thank you so much for joining. People always, good evening, Robert. Thank you so much for joining. People have always had something to say. But I want you to not give up prematurely because you're worried about what somebody have to say about where you are in your life. I want you to know that you're not the only one. You're not too old. You're not too nothing. We don't even have to go through a list. You don't even have to go through a list because, see, sometimes we'll tell ourselves and we'll tell ourselves in our mind that we will start questioning, you know, what would people think if I started now? What would people think now if I, you know, if I was to get married? What would people think now if I was to relocate? What would people think now if I was to get my car? You know, people tell you that you don't need that size house because you don't have nobody. They don't know why you want it. You may want to have a place for when your family come. You may want to house and have out rental rooms. You may want to have a Airbnb. They don't know why you want what you want. But guess what? You don't owe people an explanation that you have a dream and that you don't want to leave here without fulfilling your dream. It doesn't matter. Good evening, Regina. Thank you so much for joining. It doesn't matter if it was a dream from your childhood, because I know a lot of times parents, and especially mothers, they will put their dreams to the side as they're raising their kids and all these different things. And so we have to remember, it does not matter how long you have had this dream. If it has not been fulfilled, fulfill it. Don't give up on it prematurely. Don't give up on it prematurely. Don't give up on it prematurely. Do not throw your dream in and say that it's too late. It's not over. It's not over. Because if that thing is still coming back to you every day or every couple of days, once a week, it would not, your mind would not allow that thing to rest because you still want it. It doesn't matter how many cars you have driven. It doesn't matter where you have stayed and what you have bought. It doesn't matter how many certificates or degrees you have. It doesn't matter how long you have been on the job. You still have some things to fulfill. And most people, good evening, Margaret. Thank you so much for joining. Do you know that, Colonel Sanders, he didn't start his stuff. He was in his 60s when he founded KFC. So it's not too late for you. A lot of times we'll say, well, since I done got a little older, it's too late. It's not too late. It is not too late. Do not give up on your dream prematurely. If you want to have a bakery, if you want to have a home where you are seeing after, a caregiving service where you are seeing after the elderly, or if you want to have a daycare, or if you want to have a brick and mortar, a restaurant, whatever it is, if you want to travel the world, if you want to have, come on now, y'all, listen, if you want to be in that size 10, it is not too late. It's going to take some work, but it's not too late. It's going to take some effort. It's not too late. It's going to take some time, and we're going to have to be patient, but it is not too late. If you know you want that sports car, you want your dream car, your dream home, don't let nobody talk you out of it because they asking you why you need that. Everything we get is not because we need it. Some of the things we get is because we want it. We have worked all of our lives. We have given. And God don't tell us not to have. God only requires us to give 10%. And if we give 10%, God allows us to do what we want to do without 90%. So don't allow somebody to tell you what you ought to do. Don't allow anybody to tell you that the oil in the alabaster box could have been done for something else, because you're going to have the poor among you always. You're going to have people that are not going to do anything. You're going to have people that always going to think that you should be doing something different with what you have. So you're going to have people to think that you should be doing something different with your time, and you should be doing something different in your business. You should be doing something different in your relationship. Good evening, Anterica. Thank you so much for joining. You always are going to have people that think that you should be doing things different and be doing it a different way. But you do things the way you want to do it to make you happy, knowing that you can have what you want if you will go after it. And it is not too late. COVID-19 is not a reason for you to stop dreaming. COVID-19 is not a reason for you to stop thinking that you can have the thing that you want. COVID-19 is an opportunity for you to be creative. It is an opportunity for you to, refine or define yourself. It's an opportunity for you to look in and stop looking outward. Stop looking at what is going on in the world and look at what is going on in your world. Look at what you're thinking and how you're feeling. Because if we're going to be here, why not be here happy? And who in their mind is thinking that I'm not going to be here tomorrow? Now, we may not make it to tomorrow. We know that being here tomorrow have to be the will of the Lord. But if I don't, I'm going to leave here with dreams. I'm going to have dreams. I'm not going to leave here as a defeated foe, feeling like life was not worth the living. I will leave here having dreams, dreaming that one day that I would do X, Y, Z. One day I would have X, Y, Z. One day I will go and visit, and I will go and be at this place and that place and doing this thing and that thing and helping this person and that person. It don't cost you a dime to dream. Don't let nobody talk you out of your dream. Don't allow anybody to tell you living the life of your dream is not possible. And I just want to encourage you today to not give up prematurely. Don't give in. Don't give up. I tell my sister all the time, I've been telling her this for years. I said, I may not never get there, because, there is a place. I may not never get there, but I'm going to die trying. I am going to die trying to get to a place called there. I'm going to get there. I am going to get there. And I hope you are going to get where you are endeavoring to get. I hope you are going to go to that place that you desire to go to. So I wanted to drop in just for a few minutes. I want to share two pieces of information with you. If you are interested in joining the Empowering 8 Inner Circle, we're kicking up the first Thursday in August. Go ahead and lock in your spot. If you want to know what Empowering 8 Inner Circle, it is a sisterhood where you can lock arms with sisters and you have access to me as your coach, your mentor, and we empower you, we inspire you, we motivate you. We also work on specific things that you're working on. If you need a business plan written or looked at or whatever it is that you want to do, I am at your disposal for you to use me at your disposal. Not to say that, but it's an opportunity. It is an opportunity. So if you are serious about being a part of a sisterhood, you should consider being a part of the Empowering 8 Inner Circle. And then, if you have not registered for the 3 Ds that made a difference workshop that is on Saturday in the comfort of your own home, you don't have to travel, you don't have to be around anybody, you can be in the comfort of your own home. Register for that conference. If you're not able to attend live, there will be a recording, but the recording will only be available to those that attend. Those that attend. Now, if you pay and can't attend, I will get the recording to you. So, I am hoping that you will find I hope that you will find the value in you making a $17 investment. And I always exceed expectations because $17, that's like Wendy's. If you go and get a number anything, you already almost at $17. But it's coming up this Saturday. It's only 2 hours, $17. And think about it. Ask yourself, am I not worth $17 to invest in myself? 1, to connect with other people. 2, to get the information. 3, to be encouraged and empowered. And it doesn't matter where you are in life. It doesn't matter even if you are not a business owner. It doesn't matter if you are just breathing. You need to be a part of this workshop. And so, again, if you want to be a part of the Empowering 8 Inner Circle, or if you have not registered for your register for the workshop, get registered. You can cash out $17. You can cash out $17 if you're local and don't have Cash App. I can pick up your cash. And once you get registered, send me your email so I can send you your pre-workshop document. I'm excited, looking forward to it. I'm getting ready to get out of here. Got to go get this walk on, but it's too hot right now. But anyway, again, Empowering 8 Inner Circle. If you're interested, reach out. Stop thinking that you're not worth it. Invest in yourself and let's make it happen. And then the workshop, 3 Ds that made a difference. God bless you. This is your girl, Coach O, founder and CEO of Action Speaks Volume Incorporated, where I help you to build unshakable confidence, stop procrastinating, and to get your dreams out of your head into your life. And the workshop is for everybody. It's for men, it's for women, it is for everybody. 3 Ds that made a difference. Get registered today. Talk to you later. Bye.